Hi, this is Idan from One Person's Opinion. Today I want to show you a build that I made. I converted my Makita miter saw into one with a shadow line. This is the Makita 1219, the version without the laser, and I converted it with original Makita parts, so I think I did quite a professional job, and I saw nothing online of someone doing the same, so I decided to upload this video. I want to apologize first. This was not planned to be a video from the start. I hardly have time to make my conversions and builds. So when I find time, I just do it. I don't think about filming it. So midway, I remembered that I wanted to film it. So I took snapshots, and this is going to be more of a slideshow with some videos in the middle, but mainly slideshow with a commentary and not a proper video. So forgive me for this, but I think it's important enough, so I uploaded it as it is, since I saw nothing online that explains how to do this conversion the way I did. So forgive me for that. So this is the 1219 without the laser. This conversion, video that I made will also explain how to do it. If you have the L version, it will be slightly different, but I think you'll understand how to do it. I insisted on using original Makita parts, so it will be as if Makita would have done it originally. Mine doesn't have this part that you see here, the switch. Mine has this part, which I found a picture online, and it's just a piece of plastic to fill this gap. The one that I need is this part here. You can see it has a switch on it and like an empty shell from behind. I bought it on online, and I'll link everything down below. So this is just a picture of it in the internet. That's a part that I need. And the other part that you need to change is this plastic part here, which is the cover for the laser. If you had a laser version, and if you don't have a laser version, it's just a plastic. So you take it off, and then you replace it with this part here. That's the picture of it, and here you can see it online where I bought it. Again, I'll put all the links down below. I'm not going to make it a tutorial with the instructions how to disassemble the saw, because there are so many of these online. You can check it out for yourself, and if you have a bit of technical soul, you can find it the way by yourself. It's not rocket science, so it's not that complicated. But I will explain the main things you need to do in order to make this conversion work. Okay, so the next thing you need to add is this module of LEDs. These are twin LEDs, which are, it's a module, so they're connected to a board, and they have diodes on it, so it's just to connect and turn it on. I found nowhere the voltage that needs to be applied. Some people say 12 volts, some 18 volts, but I didn't see anything official from Makita, so I took a wild guess and went for the 12 volt. In the end, I will relate to it. I will talk about it slightly more. So that's the module. This is the module on the internet. You can see the cost. And you also will need some sort of a power supply. This is a 12 volt power supply that I found online. It's a 1 amp 12 volt power supply, which is more than enough. I'll show you at the end how much power it takes. So after getting the parts, I changed the connector of the switch, this white connector, because I didn't have the other part of it. This is just the female part or the male part, I don't remember. I had this one lying around because I keep things before I throw them away. So I replaced it. I disassembled the plastic housing. There's one screw that you need to unscrew, and then I soldered, as you can see, the new connector. And obviously I made it too short, so I sorted it out and then extended it, used some heat shrink, and this is how it looks when it's all replaced to the new connector and longer leads. This is the circuit, how it's supposed to be connected. I laid it out so you can see. Here you can see everything connected. You can see I put some heat shrink on the AC power supply module also, so it will be insulated. And this is the AC power in, and you can see the DC power out. You can also see at the bottom here the two half connector that I had from the switch and the LED, which I have no use for them, but they are in the picture also. One thing I need to add, you can see in the upper right corner, the LED module is connected to the cover, to the LED cover, with a screw. This is a special screw that is meant for plastic. If you disassemble some old appliances before you throw them away, as I do, you have many of these. So just look for something that fits and use it. You can also buy it, but it costs like $5. So I gave that up and just used one that I had. Now to the assembly process. This is how the switch module looks when it's in place. This picture, you can see that where the leads are coming from and where they're going to. I'll show you a short clip now that will give you some orientation what is going where, but don't mind the connections, because the connectors are the old connectors. This is just when I disassembled the saw for the first time, and I wanted to see that everything fits. It's even before I changed the connectors and even before I connected everything, but you can see what comes where. And back to the slideshow. So here you can see where the leads are going to, and you can also see the leads from down here. The former picture was the one from the handle from above, and this is the picture from beneath. You can see here that plastic on the left is the side panel, which is under the LED cover. It's not the LED cover, it just connects to it, under it. And these two parts are coming off together. Here you can see the LED leads coming out and going inside. You can also see here the power supply that is shoved from underneath, and there's lots of room for it, no problem with that. One thing you need to see when you put back the cover from for this area, not to pinch the leads, and there's a certain way that needs to be done. You can see here on the video. Moving on, this is a picture from above, and I'll move in a little closer so we can see a little better. I moved in so you can see what connects to what here. This is the power cord leads. This is the leads that are coming from the mains power, and they are going here to this white connector, and on the other side you can see here the AC power supply module leads, which I connected. They weren't there, of course. This is something I added, so you need to add them if you want to do it also. Okay, now we're moving on to how it looks at the end. This is the video. You can see now that when I turned it on, it has a shadow line. It's not the brightest shadow line, but it is there. This is a video that I took when I was outside. I'm working outside, so it's not direct sunlight, but it is outside, so there is lots of light, and it's still visible. Now, As you can see here, the line is not the sharpest and not the strongest. And that's because I think I'm not using the right voltage. I chose 12 volts, and 12 volts, as you can see, it's under half a watt. So it's 444 milliwatts, which is very low. But my other option that I thought about, 18 volts, it's 4 watts, which makes a lot of sense. 4 watts for LEDs, 2 LEDs, it seems all right. But the problem that the circuit got too hot. The circuit that has the LEDs on it, it got too hot. Too hot after, I don't know, half a minute or a minute, that too hot to touch. Now, the underside of it is aluminum, so it's supposed to be slightly hot and get rid of the hot, but it's like a heatsink. But I don't think it should be this hot. The reason I thought about 18, because someone in one of the chats wrote that in the 36 volt version of this saw that has the shadow line, these are the parts from this saw, from this 36 volts, the LEDs are using only one of the batteries as power supply, as power source. So I thought 18 volts makes sense because one of the batteries is 18 volts. So I don't know. I didn't use 18 volts because I was afraid I'm going to burn the LEDs, and there's no way to measure the volts around the diodes and the LEDs, because it's all covered and with some sort of glue or some sort of insulation. So there's no undestructive way to get it, and I didn't want to peel off the insulation. If anyone has some idea what is the best voltage, I will be glad to know, because right now I'm only half happy from the results. But it works. It works. It looks original. It looks professional, and it works good enough for now. So another thing, please, this is not a tutorial for the common people. This is not a tutorial at all. This is just a description of what I did. If you open your saw and change things, you will lose your warranty. You also taking a risk of electric shock. This is something for a certified technician or electrician. It's not for everybody, so I'm not recommending doing this. This is just something that I did and I wanted to share because I didn't find any instructions for myself. Thank you very much. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I read comments almost every day, and if someone knows the answer to the voltage, 12 or 18 or whatever, I will thank you also. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.